Good day, I'm Tamara McHale and this is your JIS News for Tuesday, September 27. Prime Minister Andrew Holness says his administration will be tackling the high levels of crime by improving the island's economic climate. Pointing to lottery scamming, drugs, human trafficking, robbery and theft, Mr. Holness noted that most of the island's crime is driven by economic motives.
So we have not divorced crime from economic growth. Indeed, one of the reasons why we're not growing is precisely because of the levels of crime. And one of the reasons why we have the levels of crime is because we're not growing. Two things are linked and we have to tackle them together. So one has to be careful, however, that in tackling crime, you don't shut down the entire economy. Right? So you need to keep the economy going. You need to be pulling people out of crime and into jobs.
Prime Minister Holness was responding to questions posed by journalists following Sunday's tour of crime-affected areas in Montego Bay, St. James. Dismissing calls for a limited state of emergency, Mr. Holness said he's confident that the security forces have the capacity to effectively address the issue. The security forces have increased their presence and resources in the second city to deal with escalating violence in the parish. Plans are also in train to have a permanent Coast Guard post and army base in Montego Bay. An inter-ministerial task force is to be established to develop safeguards to protect youngsters participating in sporting activities. The task force will be led by the Ministry of Sport in partnership with the Education and Health Ministries. Education, Youth and Information Minister Senator Ruel Reid disclosed the details during Friday's sitting of the Senate. He said the task force was being set up against the background of the untimely death of St. George's College student athlete Dominic James, who collapsed during a football match last week.
This will include, among other things, the introduction of crucial protocols and guidelines, training and capacity building, also fundamental regulation, and the enforcement and mobilization of resources. The focus in the immediate term is what we can do through intergovernmental collaboration.
Sport Minister Olivia Grange is expected to outline details of this and other interventions in a presentation to Parliament this Wednesday, September 28. A new Cessna aircraft has been given to the Jamaica Combined Cadet Force JCCF. The donation made by the British government will serve the aviation training needs of JCCF cadets in high schools across the island. At the handover ceremony recently, National Security Minister Robert Montague said the JCCF offers an avenue to instill discipline and leadership in high school students. Plans are far advanced to double the number of youngsters in the cadet and a widening of the scope of offerings.
There are plans to build a permanent campsite so that the youngsters will have a permanent home for training. And I am volunteering some lands in Western St. Mary. I don't find it yet, but I'm volunteering it.
35 new buses have been added to the Jamaica Urban Transit Corporation JUTC's fleet. The 39-seater buses were purchased from Chinese-based company Golden Dragon and designed specifically for the Jamaican road.
These Chinese-made Golden Dragon buses have come into the picture to help to improve the run-out numbers and add variety in terms of bus sizes and to critically service the very challenging Hill Upper St. Andrew areas.
The current review of the 2002 Access to Information Act and Regulation is far advanced. Minister without portfolio Derek Smith says a draft cabinet submission has been completed and is now awaiting feedback from the relevant stakeholders.
Open access to information is a central pillar of democracy and freedom. It is a human right. Right to Know Week is therefore an occasion for us to raise awareness about the fundamental right of people to have access to government information.
Minister Smith shared the details while reading a message on behalf of Prime Minister Andrew Holness at a church ceremony to launch Right to Know Week at the Mona Baptist Church on Sunday. Right to Know Week is being observed from September 25 to October 1 under the theme Right to Know, Power to Change. And finally, the Tourism Enhancement Fund has committed $1 billion to provide well-needed loans to small and medium-sized tourism enterprises. The Exim Bank will administer the revolving loan scheme and make disbursements to successful applicants. A memorandum of understanding was signed between the fund and the Exim Bank on Wednesday. Operators in the sector will be able to access from a minimum of $5 million up to $25 million at 5% interest for 5 years. And that's it for JIS News today. I'm Tamara McHale. Thank you for watching.